Alright, you saw the thumbnail. Let's talk about these new PlayStation VR controllers. Last month, PlayStation published a blog post revealing that they're making a next-gen VR system for the ever-elusive PS5. Things didn't get too exciting until a few days ago when they posted another blog post revealing the design of the new controllers for this new VR system. Here they are. Look at these bad boys. Oh my god. I think I kinda love them. Visually, they look like the love child of the Index controllers and the Rift One's touch controllers. Honestly, this orb design looks pretty sweet in someone's hands, but I can't help but think about how it would actually be owning a pair. How are you going to store these things, or even put them down for that matter? Are they going to sit flat so you can just reach into them, or are they going to have to sit back on the hole that your arm goes through? It seems like it's going to be a whole thing. Are they going to roll around like a ball? Like, are my controllers just going to run away? I don't know. They do look cool as hell, but I guess they have the potential for being weird and clunky depending on how they sit. So hopefully they thought about that. I'm sure they did, right? They're PlayStation. Either way, functionally, they look to be exactly the same as the Oculus controller family. They've got two face buttons, a grip button, a trigger, and a joystick on each controller. I'm honestly really glad we're approaching a controller standard for VR. Like, I love the Index controllers to death, but this is really all you need for even the most complex VR games. That being said, the most exciting part of this announcement, in my opinion, is that the fancy bells and whistles from that new DualSense controller that they made are also making their way into these VR controllers. I haven't been lucky enough to actually try one, but everything I've heard about the new DualSense controller is that the adaptive triggers and the haptic feedback are the real game changers of this generation. The first thing I thought of when I heard of these new features is how great they would be in VR. So if this technology is really as good as everybody keeps making it sound, this could really make the PSVR a real contender for the Index controllers in my mind. Unfortunately, according to this post from last month, this new PSVR won't be out until next year at the earliest, but I'm pretty stoked to hear more about it in the meantime. And hopefully I'll actually be able to get my hands on a PS5 by then. Speaking of the Index, though, there were some recently published patents that Valve filed last September for some new HMD tech. All three designs seem to be just different ways of attaching hardware to the back of a head-mounted display. This first one looks just like an Index in the front and with the over-ear speakers, so this one could potentially be something that just attaches to the back of the existing Index. Which would certainly be nice for us Index owners because I already bought the damn thing. I don't want to have to buy another headset. These other two images, however, look super generic in the front, so it's unclear if they're just other ideas for the same attachment or designs for an entirely new standalone HMD. No one even comes close to Oculus's standalone game right now, so Valve could potentially be a new competitor. Either way, all three of them look like an effort to comfortably attach even more hardware in the back, which would help the whole thing balance itself a little bit better, but also would give it a lot more capabilities, like being able to run things standalone, or just be a really big, nice wireless adapter, I guess. If you want to read more, take a closer look at these pictures, I've left all the links to the blog posts and articles down in the description below. If you're new here and you like virtual reality content, please consider subscribing and maybe even clicking that little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post a new video. If you already know me and you're familiar with my content from before, let me explain what it is I'm doing here. I feel like I frequently neglect this channel because I'm working full-time and I'm going to school full-time, and when I take long breaks in between making content, it becomes even harder to motivate myself to make something new. I just needed something that takes a lot less production time and effort, so it feels like I'm still creating something that I can put out really quickly. So I just wanted to make a little platform for myself to talk about exciting VR news, maybe even some video game stuff. And then at the end, if you watch through the whole thing, I'll talk about maybe my personal life or things that I'm currently going through, which is what this part would be. And I just got this guy. He's a handful sometimes. He's a really good boy, though. So from my family to yours, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Peace.